What's the tag?
Hey everybody. You I'm here with my friend Dave. Say hi, Dave.
Hey, how are you?
Hey. So Dave and I were just going for this hike, and we encountered this experience that scared the fucking hell out of me. So, what's that? Oh, see, now I'm still scared. So, we actually encountered a rattlesnake. It screamed at us with its hissy thing and rattly thing, and this has never happened to me before. And I've never seen a rattlesnake, and I screamed and ran, and Dave kind of stayed over by it. And then what did you do, Dave? You wanna share?
So I was holding space and mostly making sure that we were good, and I was encouraging us to go forward. I believe that we had the ability to walk past it, to go, slay the dragon, if you will.
Yes.
But when Amanda got the courage to come forward again,
Mm-hmm.
and we got closer to the same spot, he was still there. So it was,
And hissed at us again.
Yeah.
Loudly.
So there's many ways to get to the summit, and probably worth investigating another.
Right. And so I was like,
triggered?
well, so I was so scared I didn't want to go back, and so we're walking back, and I'm feeling this trigger in my body, and this really, really deep fear. And then the first thing I wanted to say is, I hate myself for being so scared, and that felt really uncomfortable to say, that I hate myself, which is it's hugely damaging words to say to yourself. And after I started processing through it, and why do I hate myself so much for being scared? And I immediately blasted back into, hi Dolores, hope you're well. Welcome everybody to this Facebook Live talking about being terrified of rattlesnakes. I blasted back to my childhood, to a time when I remember that I've seen before in personal work that I've done, where I was a young child and I had an experience where I was scared at an event in my family, and the perspective I took on from that was that it's not safe to be scared. And the other perspective was that my whole family would make fun of me. And it continued to happen in my life through circumstances. Throughout my childhood, I was freaking terrified of fireworks, and I would run in the house, and I was truly terrified, and I didn't like being scared, and I didn't like feeling like I was being made fun of. And I'm not even sure that it's true that I was always made fun of. Here's a big piece of that. But I took on the belief that if I'm scared, it's not safe, and I get made fun of, and I don't belong. And so I'm kind of at 40 years old, taking, feeling so upset and angry at myself for being scared of a rattlesnake, and just processing through how that core wound from my childhood is something that ignited this trigger. And so, do you have anything else to say about what we discussed? Because I feel like we talked about a lot that I'm missing.
So when this occurred, immediately she was triggered to run, immediately. And that's very normal, absolutely normal. But what came up for her was the why. And as we see within cycles of patterns and emotions within ourselves, there's always room for growth,
Mm-hmm.
but it's hard to grow unless we can pinpoint with direct accuracy what are the triggers, what are these moments in our respective timelines that we're missing, what are the actual fears, the events in our life that we're holding in our bodies, these emotional patterns that we have to delve deep and recondition through first awareness,
Mm-hmm.
and then secondary, once we've reached awareness, choosing a method that allows us to actually experience it and resolve it at the spiritual and then physical level, to be able to dive deep into the emotions of fear, the emotions of what and why and how. And she went clearly to these times in her life where she saw abandonment, where she saw fear, where she saw these emotions, the lower vibrational emotions, whatever, it doesn't matter. These were the triggers that gave her opportunity to look deep within,
Mm-hmm.
and to choose, do I want to keep this pattern within me?
Yeah.
It's a choice.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and I mean, you know me, I'm all about personal growth. Do I want to keep this? No. But so here's what I do for myself in these circumstances and what I did today. First thing, express it to a trusted friend, right?
So you can see how epic that is.
Oh yeah, sun is setting. So express it to a trusted friend, right? Who I know will support me, hold space for me, be there for me. David is that, and I'm so grateful he was here with me. There's nobody else I would have rather have been in this experience with.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I love you.
Love you too.
The next thing is, you know, really in talking through it, the more I talk, the more I see where the pattern is. And the next thing, and I also told him what I'm going to do and what I usually do in these circumstances is, so for me, I use meditation and self-hypnosis and visualization work to process through a lot of things. And I do deep inner child work as well. So I'll either go home either tonight or more likely tomorrow morning. And when I'm in meditation, I'll take myself back to that experience and do inner child work, which is basically revisiting the experience and stepping into the picture with my younger self and showing her that it's safe to be scared, and it's okay to be scared, and it's okay to be sensitive, and that it's not bad and that I'm not wrong for it. Because the triggers happen in our life. Like, the reason why I encountered that rattlesnake is to trigger myself into fear so I can observe it and love myself for it, because all of these years of my life I've been making myself completely wrong for it. Anybody on the broadcast have anything to say or comments, please share like your experiences or if this is making sense for you. But this is basically how the psyche works. We pull experiences into our life in order to let go of our core wounding.
When we have these experiences, these emotions that trigger us, ones that are that deep, that strong, we actually hold them in our morphic field, in our body, in our physical body. They can actually express themselves as dis-ease or various other things that, you know, may or may not serve us. Everything serves us, but how we want it to serve us is where we get to choose. That's our conscious choice. And when we decide, hey, maybe this pattern just isn't one that I want to experience any longer, that's when we get to grow.
Yeah.
And these are the opportunities that I invite all of you to look for in your own life. Look at these potential fears. Look at how you hold them in the body. Look at how your body reacts to these fears. And then ask yourself, is it necessary that you hold that pattern or that fear? It may be, it may not be. Both are cool. You know, it's all a journey.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It's such a fun journey too. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
This was awesome.
Thank you guys.
Oh, and Everything for Purpose and Reason, when we were walking down, there was a man walking up right that way, and we had the opportunity to tell him there was a freaking rattlesnake sitting in the middle of or on the side of the road, and be careful. Who knows, maybe my fear may have just saved that man's life, right?
This man had the rosary in one hand.
Yeah, he did.
And he had his hat in the other hand, and I feel like he's divinely blessed, and we told him that, you know, shout if you need us, we'll be there for you.
Yeah.
He's since gone past that, and we're gonna find another way up to the summit.
Yeah, and get a burger.
Yeah, burgers are happening.
Yeah.
Better believe it.
Okay, everybody.
All right, we love you.
Have a beautiful night.
Have a great night.